Hey folks, I was sent this mechanical keyboard by Lofree. They're relatively known as they brought to market this retro style keyboard a few years ago. Well, today we have this completely different keyboard with an aircraft or army theme of some sort. I wanted to check it out as it's quite unique, but also wanted to verify if it's any good. This keyboard will be sold as part of a Kickstarter, so disclaimer, please be aware of the risks of those kinds of sales, and I have no clue how smooth it'll go. But now, let's have a look. The keyboard comes in a matte black box. In it, you get stickers, then the keyboard itself in a fabric bag, and finally, a USB-C cable. The sticker bag has 3 pretty large sheets in total, and you also get this small tag, so a lot of goodies if that's something you care about. So the case features this 2-part design. The top section can be used as a dust cover, but when it's out, it features a stand for a phone or tablet if you wanted to use it like that. It's only holding on with magnets though, so it might come off if you put the keyboard in a bag. I believe the top and bottom parts are plastic, but they imitate metal pretty well. Under the keyboard, there are 4 rubber pads for feet, and the ones at the back are taller for a slight angle, and then at the right, there's a USB-C port for charging and wired connectivity. Apart from the keyboard section, the top has a few dials and switches. One of them is a switch to alternate between the Windows and Mac layouts, and there's a knob to turn off the keyboard and pick between wired and Bluetooth connectivity. I would say the overall design looks pretty good if you're into this sort of gun case look. The whole army or airplane theme is interesting. It reminds me of something we'd see on a theme group by Keycap set, although it does seem a bit random here and all over the place, not tied to a real-world reference. In terms of layouts, this would be a 75% layout, so you have dedicated arrow keys and a function row, but you do get a narrower right shift key and right side modifiers. Same thing for the left side modifiers, where they added a function key. It's not super conventional, but you could probably replace these keycaps with a set that accommodates all those special keys. Speaking of keycaps, these are a bit unusual, so I believe they're made from ABS and the tops are painted, and for some of the more complex designs, there's another thin layer on top of that. So I expect this finish to wear off quite quickly. It has a slightly rubberized feel and shows fingerprints easily, and in terms of the profile, it's not something that I know of. All rows share the same profile and the surface is spherical. Now to the switches, the unit I have here has Gateron browns. Not sure how many switch options we'll get, but I would guess they will be the typical blue, red, and brown selection. Nothing really exciting, it does the job being just a tad tactile. I would go with the linear option as that's likely the one that will feel the best in these entry-level switches. It seems like the switches have LEDs under them, but there's no key combo to turn them on or off. Not too sure what's up with that. The stabilizers are not factory lubricated, so they do rattle quite a bit. And because the switches are soldered in, they cannot be fully tuned. While this keyboard doesn't offer key remapping, it does have Bluetooth support. You can switch between wired and wireless with the knob at the left of the board. You can then connect up to 3 devices with function plus 1, 2, and 3. The Bluetooth implementation is pretty good overall. It doesn't disconnect when inactive, and the battery life seems pretty good as I was able to use it for 3 to 4 days with some battery left. I had a few times where it disconnected and had issues reconnecting afterward, but I believe it's the flaky Bluetooth on my MacBook that's the issue. So, in conclusion, I think you should get this keyboard mainly if you like the way it looks. I've been told it would retail for around $100 during the Kickstarter phase, which I think is reasonable given its unique design. The typing experience is very average, but I think it's to be expected given that it's really meant to be stylish more than anything. The Bluetooth connectivity did work reasonably well, but I would expect the keycaps to wear off after a bit of use. So that wraps it up for today. As always, I'll have affiliate links to this Kickstarter down below. Please keep in mind the risks of joining this kind of group buy before participating. Don't forget to like the video if you did, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, as I'll see you in the next video.